Good morning. It's August the 10th. I am back. Did you miss me? I haven't walked since August the 1st, so hopefully you missed me. I was in Calgary, among other things, and getting ready to go to Calgary, so time went by and went to the Windwards Collide Writing Conference where I was a special guest. I was guest of honor last year, but last year they were still virtual, so this time, they had me back, which was nice. Took care of all my expenses. So had a great time, sold a lot of books, made some connections, and I'm already planning to be back next year for the first one under the new regime. The people who have been running it for several years and who started it are all kind of stepping back, and it's being handed over to the Alexandra Writers Center, which is a long-running writers organization in Calgary. So looking forward to that. I'll probably go back next year as a vendor for Shadowpaw Press. But anyway, today it's quite cool. It's only 13 degrees, so I'm wearing a sweater. For some reason my computer bag is particularly heavy today. I do have a book in there, but it shouldn't make it as heavy as it seems to be. Maybe I just haven't carried it for a while. Anyway, headed downtown to write for a while, and then I have a doctor's appointment. Then I'll have lunch, and then I will head home again. Don't know if I'll live stream the walk home. I might not. It rained quite hard last night. It rained all night the day I left the weather, it was dry. That song's been going through my head for some reason. Sun so hot I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Just to finish it. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. For I come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. There you go. Oh, they're back working on this house. It's been sold, so the decisions must have been made for the interior. It was sort of all roughed into shape and then no work for a while, but now they're back at it. Let's go around this. Yeah, it was really coming down last night, and there was a lot of thunder too. There's the house in question. We'll watch that get built here over the next little while. I know I'm not going to want this sweater later in the day. Once the sun comes out, it'll be way too warm, but for now it feels okay. Got another trip coming up to Saskatchewan, although only for one night. There's something called Ganbat, which is an anime convention. I went to a kind of mini version of it last year and sold some books, and this year I'll be a guest, and it's going to be much, much bigger than last time I went. So hopefully I sell even more books. That's at the TCU, which is, we call it the Teacup, but Teachers Credit Union Place, kind of their main theater in Saskatoon. If I get a chance, maybe I'll walk through the anime convention. We'll see how it goes. I do have to man my table, obviously. I'm also probably going to do my 7-sentence short story workshop, which I did at Calgary and was very successful again. If you go to my website, edwardwillett.com, you can actually read the 7-sentence short story I wrote as I participated in the workshop alongside the people who were taking it. There's also Writers at the Improv, which is always fun. I've done that for years now. It's an improv game where you get a group of writers. The audience suggests words. The writers have to use that word in a sentence. The audience votes on the sentence, and then you go on to the next sentence until time runs out. You have to think fast. You only get a minute to write your sentence. I usually have my share or more of the sentences in the final product, so it always makes me feel validated, I guess. Maybe the first cloudy walk I've taken in a while. It's been so sunny and dry, but not right now. Moisture is good right up until you get towards harvest, and they don't want moisture. So you hope it's not one of those years where we had a dry when they needed it wet and wet when we need it dry. But you know weather, or whether you know weather or not. We are walking up Albert Street. As usual, my crossing of the street will be determined by when the lights are... Thank you for waiting for me. I wasn't at all sure they were going to. When the lights helped me out. I'll need to buy gas here again soon. Last bought it in Brooks, Alberta. Is that just yesterday? No, day before yesterday. Tuesday we drove home. Yesterday it rained all day, so that's why I didn't go out and walk. Plus I had to get a grant application in. Deadline was 4 p.m. yesterday, so that's for Shadowpaw Press, a marketing grant through Creative Saskatchewan I hope to get, so that I can promote the new books coming out and hopefully sell a bunch more copies than I've ever sold of anything. We'll see. Already thinking I probably didn't really need the sweater. But if I'm sitting where there's air conditioning, I'll appreciate it too. So you go past Sac Studios, my daughter's old dance studio. There's the Braemar over there, the old apartment building. Here we have Blanco Cantina, which I've now eaten in a couple of times and actually quite enjoyed. And all sorts of margarita recipes, as you might expect. It still says opening soon, but they are in fact open. And of course we're headed that way. At City Hall, SGI building. Off in the distance. Had a couple of good meals in Calgary. We ate in River Cafe on Princess Island, which we make a point of eating at every time we go. And another wonderful meal there, wonderful location. Back when World Fantasy Convention was in Calgary, it kind of fell to me to find a restaurant for the dinner my publisher put on for its authors, Daw Books, and I suggested River Cafe, and it was a great hit, as I knew it would be. Not technically supposed to be riding on the sidewalk, but I understand why people do it. Any cats in the window here at Excalibur? Cat Cafe? I think so. Oh yes. 3 of them. 4 of them. 4 cats. Something's happening behind them. They're all turning and looking that way. Is it 5 cats? Yes, it's 5 cats. Oh, this place is closed. I didn't know that. Never went in there. Silvers. Huh. Completely closed. I know the guy that owns the place. I don't know why it's closed. I haven't seen him for a long time, but he was the Still is, the father of someone my daughter danced with at Class Act that we just passed back there. That's the number 1 fire hall there. Well, looks like we're crossing this street, probably going this way, unless that light changes before I get to the corner, which it might. Oof. Oh, okay, perfect. And we'll go the other way. Walk down by the fire hall there, along 13th here. I'm headed to Brood Awakening, which is my usual riding spot. Which is down by the Edward Tower. Another view of the fire hall there. I think we'll go up this way today. Towards City Hall. This used to be the Y, and now it's turning into something called the Nest Health Center. There is still a health club in there that I keep meaning to ask about because I'd like to get back to doing some weights. Although time, if I spend an hour walking, well, that's my exercise time and then some. To also do weights I'd either have to do less walking. I don't know, it's hard. Yet at the same time, I know weight training is important as you get older, especially. Keep those muscles in 24-hour access so I could come any time of the day. What's it called? The Nest Fitness. Gotta look that up. Someone was telling me about it, and it sounds quite promising. And it uses the old YMCA Health Club, which I was a member of at one point. So I know the space. And I don't know where the machines are, but they're probably not where they used to be. I had a personal trainer for quite a while, so I was quite religious about it for a couple of years. And it made a big difference, but once COVID hit, I couldn't go anymore, and the Y didn't survive, so. See, this is the courthouse, west side. North Canadian Oil's building over there. City Hall across the way. Still has a fence around it. They cleared out a homeless encampment not long before we were away. And now they have it fenced, so arch no trespassing, so nobody comes back. There have been some fires, at least one overdose, and other problems. They cleared it away for safety reasons. Courthouse over here. Now we have to cross Victoria Avenue here at some point. This is the provincial courthouse. There's also a city courthouse for traffic tickets and stuff like that down that way. But if you're charged with murder or something, you'd end up in here. Not that I intend to find out with personal experience. Looks like I can cross now if I move it. Doesn't make the City Hall look very inviting at the moment, of course, but that's kind of the idea. This was covered with tents before. That's the Revenue Canada building there, that grim-looking one. And over there is the Balfour, my favorite apartment building. And this, of course, is a city bus. This is not normally a bus stop. This must be temporary because of work being done somewhere else. I have a nice garden here by the church, Knox Presbyterian. That's First Baptist over there with the dome. Knox Metropolitan, Knox Presbyterian. It was a Presbyterian church, but now it's a United Church. And a nice little garden here, which in fact you can walk in. Shall we do that? Let's do that. Might get a little wet, but that's okay. I can live with that. And there's even a little bench here you can sit on under the tree, should you choose to. And a little muddy, but not too bad. All right, wasn't that exciting? Aha, this is why this road is closed. Oh, they're setting up for the Regina Folk Festival, that's what it is. Headliner is Alan Doyle, former lead singer for Great Big Sea, whom we met and got to know quite well in Newfoundland, coming up on 2 years ago now. Don't know if you'd remember me, he might, because I sang in the Underbelly, which is that's First Baptist there, which is a room underneath the Yellow Belly Brew Pub, one of the oldest rooms in St. John. We had an opportunity for kind of an open mic thing. Not too many people took part in it of the group I was with, which was a tour group organized by the Great Canadian Kitchen Party, which does tours all over the world, and it usually has a sports personality and a music personality as host, because they raise money for kids in sport and music. And Alan Doyle was our host, so as I said, got to know him quite well. And hung out with him quite a bit on that trip. He even had us to his backyard, which was really nice of him, for a bit of a barbecue. As we started, we did a pub crawl with him on the last night. That's how we ended up at the Yellow Belly, in the Underbelly. And I sang the Arrogant Worms classic, The Last Saskatchewan Pirate, which is a pirate shanty set on the plains of Saskatchewan. You can find that performance on my YouTube channel if you go looking under my music and theater hit list, I guess, playlist. I still remember bringing Alice to this playground. It was newer then. All the paint has faded quite a bit since she was going 20 years ago almost. And that's where I'll end up eventually today for lunch, I think, after my doctor's appointment. But first, Rude Awakening, which is one more block. That's the Sask Power building over there. Federal government building over here. Just right here, it's kind of Art Deco. And the Avery Tower is the white one there, and that's where we're headed. That's where Rude Awakening is, down on the main floor. One more block. Just cross Scarth Street. You can look right downtown there. See, now here in the breeze, I'm happy to have this, but where it wasn't breezy, I was too warm. Probably when I walk later, I'll try to either wrap it around my waist or stuff it in my computer bag, although my computer bag is pretty stuffed already. I've been doing a lot of work over there. Still don't have the fountain up and running, but I hope it's not too far away. Maybe it won't be till next year that starts running again. Crave over there, that's the Motherwell building, where my brother recently bought a condo when he comes to town to visit his grandkids. And I will stop here. So thanks for walking with me. I might be back with the second half of this walk, or it might be tomorrow, but I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.